All right, good morning, everybody. Let's see here. Looks like we are all set to go as far as the live stream. See if anybody joins in here. Okay. So, welcome everybody. My name is Colin Christensen, and I'm a trainer over at Elite West Brookfield. And today we're going to be going through a Tai Chi class. So we're going to slow some things down today, focus on some mindful breathing, some mindful movement, and work on our balance and all that kind of stuff. So, a few announcements before we get underway. I want to encourage you guys on May 9th, go ahead and check out the live dance party that Elite's going to be hosting on Zoom. It'll start at 7 p.m. and there's going to be a live DJ, and it should be a lot of fun. So go ahead and check that stuff out, guys. As well, you can also order a Mother's Day floral arrangement as well as a meal to celebrate all those wonderful moms in our lives. More information from both of those events are going to be in the links above and in the description. The deadline to order those floral arrangements is going to be May 6th. So don't miss out on that. Go ahead and check it out. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and start to get ourselves set up here with Tai Chi. So all you're going to need today is yourself, a little bit of room to stand. Everything's going to be done standing up. And it'll be nice and slow, good breathing, and we'll offer lots of modifications for balance work. Okay? So first we're just going to take out a nice wide comfortable stance. Everything in Tai Chi is going to be very relaxed in nature. So we're going to have our knees nice and soft, shoulders set down wide. And I'm going to encourage you, place one hand over the stomach and one hand over your chest. And we're just going to initiate with some nice gentle breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now the objective of having our hands placed here is I want you to breathe deep into your stomach and feel your stomach push into your hand as you breathe in using the diaphragm. And we're going to keep that chest nice and relaxed. We're trying to do some nice deep tummy breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel free to close your eyes here. We just want to start off by initiating ourselves to a very easy beginning. Encouraging ourselves to slow down, especially this day and age when things are a lot of stress and unknown going on. It's good for us to breathe deeply, focus in on the body, and get out of some of those stressful thoughts here. Take a few more deep breaths, and we're going to begin by going through a series of breathing stances called the 8 brocades. On your final breath out, we're going to exhale, settling down into a nice relaxed stance. Hands are going to be about hip height. Okay? What we're going to start doing is we're going to breathe in, drawing our hands up the rib cage. We're going to turn the palms up and over, pressing out tall, up to the ceiling. We're going to breathe in, turning to our left, rotating through the low back, turning the head and the neck as well. Breathe out, we're going to come back to center. And breathing in, we're going to push tall into the ceiling. Really extend the spine. Breathing out, we're going to allow ourselves to sink ever so slightly, softening our stance. And we're going to take a nice deep breath in, turning in the opposite direction. And we're breathing back out into the center position. One final breath in and up, press to the ceiling. And we're exhaling down, allowing our arms to fall. And we're cycling right back in, breathing in and up. The hands come over the stomach. As we pass the mid-chest, we're breathing out, pushing our palms to the ceiling. Extend through your back. Breathing in as we turn to the left. Trying to rotate ever so slightly further than the first time. Exhaling back center. Breathing in and up, we press tall. Exhaling down, we soften our stance again. Breathe in deeply as we rotate the other direction. Turning over the shoulder. Exhaling back to center. In and up, we press to the ceiling. Exhale, we let our hands fall back down. Shoulders become soft. Our final and third repetition through this movement. Breathing in and up. Still deeply through the diaphragm. Turn the hands over, breathe out into the ceiling. Breathing into your left. Always trying to move further than before. And we're exhaling back to center. We press in and up. Extend the spine as tall as you can be. And as you exhale, allow yourself to sink. Breathing in, one final rotation. We exhale back center. Final deep breath in, as tall as you can stand, we push tall. Exhale, we allow our arms to fall down to our sides. Again, cycle back, one hand over the chest, one hand over the stomach. Take a cycle of 2 deep breaths, recenter yourself, allow your shoulders to rest. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And again, feeling the diaphragm work as our stomach expands, our chest stays nice and still. As we finish that second breath out, we're going to settle down into a wider stance outside of our shoulders. And we're going to breathe in, bringing our elbows together, we round our back. This next stance is called drawing the bow from horseback. You're going to push one arm out straight, and we're going to draw back with the other arm as we look in the direction of that straight arm. Now breathing in, we bring that straight arm out in front, crossing over the other hand, turning our head with our fingers. We exhale, pulling back with one arm crossed in front, and we push out the other arm straight. Good. Breathing in, we cross the arms, gazing with our fingertips. Nice, slow and controlled. Exhale, we push out and draw back. Breathing in, cross to center. Exhale, pressing out. Maintain that nice wide stance. We want to feel some fatigue build in our legs. You can modify by taking higher stances. Breathing in, we're crossing back to center, following our fingers with our eyes. And exhale, we pull back and press out. Very good. And into center. Exhale, pull and press. Breathing into center. You should feel those legs getting a little bit of fatigue now, but we're trying to stay nice and still. Being fully aware of our breath, the sensation of our muscles squeezing. One final time in. Final breath out. We're going to breathe in, bring again those elbows into center, rounding the back. Exhale, we're stepping to a narrower stance in center, recentering here in our warm-up. One hand over stomach, one over the chest, 2 deep breaths. Focusing in again on your breath. Appreciate the rise and fall of your shoulders. Feel free to kind of pivot your stance here, shifting your weight leg to leg. We're always keeping our knees nice and soft. And let's move into our next breathing stance. Hands are going to come and center again. This one's a little bit tricky. We're going to breathe, so we're imagining we're holding an imaginary ball right about stomach height. When we breathe out, this top hand, we push it down to our waist. The bottom hand turns up and over, and we bring it up to the ceiling as we extend our head back. We'll go nice and slow. We breathe in. Now the top hand comes down and forms the top of that imaginary ball. The bottom hand scoops and forms the bottom. Breathing out, we push that top hand down to the waist, and we turn the other one up and over. Again, extending and arching the back as we look nice and tall. Breathing in, we're exaggerating, we're rounding our back. Our shoulders come forward. Feel a stretch in the mid-back. Exhale, we push down, turn up and over, extend the head and the neck. Very good. Breathing in, we come to center and round. Exhale, we push down, turning up and over, following with our eyes. One final time, in. And exhale, push down, turn up and over. Stance is soft, we're focusing on the breath. And exhale, we're going to come back to center and immediately taking out a nice wide stance. Our hands are going to rest upon our hips. And we'll move into our next pose. We're going to turn our chest so that we face the left. What's going to happen is when we exhale, we're going to sink forward at our hips, keeping our low back in a nice straight position. And we're going to pivot so that we're right in the center. And then we'll begin our inhale by pivoting up to the other side, standing tall, arching and pushing our hips forward. So exhale, we sink forward over the thigh. Exhaling till we come to center. Breathing in, up, we extend. Exhale, we sink. Now be mindful of your breath here. Appreciate the weight shift between your feet as your stance is nice and wide. Breathing in, arching, and exhale, we sink down low, collapsing into center. We breathe in and up, out and down. You'll appreciate a slight stretch in your hamstrings as we move. And again, we're always mindful of our weight shift and our position of our body. Exhaling back down. Come to center. And we're going to breathe in, standing up nice and tall. We're going to round those shoulders forward, elbows touch. Exhale, we allow those hands to fall at our sides. And let's just roll our shoulders a little bit here. Let your legs kind of just be mobile here. Shifting side to side, nice soft stance throughout the whole time. Recenter on the breath. 2 breaths in and out. Deep down with your diaphragm. Breathing into the hand of our stomach. The chest stays nice and still. So much of Tai Chi is just about building bodily awareness and using that awareness to kind of escape from the stressful thoughts in our head. And let's move on to the next breathing stance. Again, we're going to take out a nice wide stance. We're going to draw our fists back to hip height. The challenge with this exercise is to stay down nice and low for the whole duration. As we breathe out, pushing our fist forward like we're punching. And on the breath in, we're grabbing and pulling back to our hip. So exhale, we punch, grab. Inhale, we pull back, squeezing our shoulder blades together. Out, punch and push. In, pull back and squeeze. Pull, good. To add extra challenge, we can sink with every single punch until we come to the bottom of our stance. Challenge here is to remain completely still in our stance, even as our legs get that fatigue built. Maintain a nice deep breath. When you reach the bottom of your stance, we're going to reverse. Coming up slowly, exhale, we're punching. Inhale, we're pulling. We should be coming upward in our stance now. Those legs should be getting a little bit more relief. Nice and tall. Center the breath. One last pull back to the hips. We're going to take a nice deep breath in as we step to center, rounding the shoulders down, round the upper back. Exhale, we step out wide. Resume that comfortable stance where we can focus on our breath again. 2 deep breaths in and out. We're almost complete with the warm-up here. Hopefully we're feeling a little bit more mobile, a little bit more relaxed. The real challenge today is just to allow ourselves to slow down a little. Our next stance, we're going to have a very narrow foot placement within our hips. And we're going to take a nice deep breath in. As we do so, we center back to our low back here. We're going to exhale, hinging forward, tracing our hands across the back of our legs, down our calves. We breathe in, bringing our hands to the front of our shins, up the knees, thighs, and stomach, finishing at our low back, where we breathe out and sink. We're going to come forward over the shins, thighs, breathing up into center, shrug the shoulders at the top, and again to the low back. Continue to sequence this movement with your breath. In this pose, we're stretching out hamstrings and using the sensation of our hands tracing across our muscles to just really focus in on the sensations of the body. 2 more in this cycle. Exhaling, we sink forward, tracing the hands, allowing the back to collapse forward. Head is heavy. Breathing in, up and extending, shrugging. And let's begin our final breath down, collapsing as we go, allowing ourselves to be heavy here, feeling our weight shift towards our toes, in and up, segmentally extending our spine, shrug the shoulders, taking out a slightly wider stance. In this final breathing pose brings in a little more of a balance challenge. We're going to have our hands out a little bit wider, palms facing forward. What happens is as we breathe in, we come and rock forward onto the ball of our feet. The arms come up like we're flapping wings. And as we exhale, we allow those arms to come down. Up to the balls of our toes, we do a little bit of a calf raise. Exhale, we press down. Slow and controlled. In and up, we're expanding the chest. Exhale, we collapse. The shoulders become heavy. Good. And we want to be very mindful of our feet, paying attention to that weight shift forward and then back onto our heels. Feel that weight coming towards our toes as we come up, slowly lowering back down with control to our heels. Twice more here. Breathing in and up, deep into the stomach. Exhaling down. One final time. In and up. And exhale down, slow and controlled. Good. Finally, let's take that last stance. We'll close out with a period of 5 deep breaths here. We'll begin our actual Tai Chi exercises. Center back in on your breath. Again, pushing the hand into your stomach, keeping your chest nice and slow. We don't want the chest rising too much, it's all down low. Just bringing ourselves back to center here. Check in with your stance, make sure your knees are soft, your weight is evenly between both your feet, your shoulders are relaxed. And let's begin by taking out shoulder width stance. Again, knees are always soft. Our hands come forward like they're resting on an imaginary tabletop. We'll start by learning individual movements, and then we're going to sequence that into a flowing sequence of Tai Chi exercises. So starting forward, we're going to do a rise and a sink. Essentially, as we breathe in, our knees extend up, our arms go into about shoulder height, and on the exhale, we come back down, sinking in our knees, in and up, and exhale down. And a lot of times people say that you almost want to imagine that you're kind of like a puppet here. You've ever seen like a marionette where like your arms are almost weightless, being carried by a string? Exhale down, just letting yourself fall back down slowly. So just getting the rhythm of this movement. Now what's going to happen next is we're going to form that imaginary ball in our hands. Right hand underneath, left hand on top. And as we exhale, we're going to shift our weight to the side. The right hand comes out straighter and the left comes to our elbow. And we come into this position where we're having the arm roughly extended here. And in this position, we're going to rock forward and we're going to kick out with the left leg and step back. Okay? So we'll practice that all in sequence. We'll go nice and slow. Tabletop here. We're going to breathe in and out, down for a series of 3. In and up, out and down. One last time. In and up, out and down. The right hand is going to circle underneath to the ball. We're going to shift our weight towards our right, sending the right arm out, and we're kicking with the left, coming back to center, and we're going to immediately flow back into rise and sink for 1, 2, final time is 3, exhale down to 3, right hand arcs underneath, we shift to right arm out straight, kick with the left, step back to center, and one final time, up and down. That's 2. Final time is 3. That right hand is coming under, forming that imaginary ball. We shift to the right arm arcs out. We kick with the left, stepping back to center. And a final rise and sink 3 times. One last time, breathing in and breathing out. Very good. Hands over the stomach, 2 deep breaths here, recenter. Shift the weight between your legs. We're moving nice and slow today. Just appreciating the gentleness of each movement. Let's begin now with a little bit more of a rotational movement. Those hands are going to come again to that tabletop position, and we're going to follow our fingertips with our eyes. So it's almost like we're tracing a circle. We're going off to the left, coming up and over. We shift our weight with our hands, and they come down into a circle. So it's almost like we're making an oval shape, breathing in and up. We shift to the side. Back down to center. Good. One final cycle like this, and we'll start to add in a balance component. Exhaling down, we come to center. Now as we come up for the next rise, we're either going to, if our balance is a little tough, we're going to come to a toe tap stance, or we're actually going to bring our leg all the way up. Okay? And we're going to bring that with us in the cycle. So let's begin sending our hands off to the left. As we bring them up, the leg comes up to toe. We're totally off the ground. We're turning, shifting our weight, and we're going to come down to our heel. Back into center. Breathing in and up, either to toe or leg raise. Shifting. Exhale back down to the toe. And back to center. In and up. Trace with our eyes. Exhale down. If this is still a little bit easy, we're going to add a little bit of a kick to that up phase. Kicking out, pivoting with, shifting down. Back to center. Choose the level of your balance challenge. Very good. One final time before we switch direction. Trace with the eyes, kicking, rotating, back to center. Pause here briefly, a few deep breaths, and we'll go in the opposite direction. Check in with your stance again. Knees should be soft, shoulders relaxed. Let's settle those hands out again to tabletop position here. And we're going to go off to the right now. And let's just initiate with that hand movement alone. Tracing with our eyes. We shift our weight with our hands. We come back to center. Appreciate the feeling in your feet as you feel your weight become heavier on one side. Shifting back down. Very good. One final time, in and up, tracing back to center, exhaling, good. On this next rise, we're going to add in the leg raise, so either toe or leg entirely off the ground, coming here, and settling down nice and soft. So either bring the toe up, follow with your eyes, step out to the heel, in and up. Slow, controlled movement. Appreciate the weight shift. Feel free to add the kick if you're ready. Every time we come up, we're breathing in. The exhales, we sink. One final time in this sequence. Breathing in and up. Rotating across. Exhale, we come down softly. Let's come back to center. 2 deep breaths. Assess your stance. So hopefully we're starting to work up a little bit more of a sweat with those last kicking exercises. But again, focus today is more to be slow and relaxed. With this next sequence, we're going to come back to a circling hand position, where essentially as we shift our weight, we're going to alternate which hands come on top. And we'll pair this with a weight shift. So what's going to happen, we're taking a nice wide stance. We're going to shift our weight over to our left leg, and that same arm is going to form the top of that imaginary ball. And as we exhale, we shift our weight to the opposite leg, our arms come wide, and we alternate which arm's on top. So the leg that you're standing on is always the top arm. Exhale, we shift. Form the ball, we step up to one leg. Again, you can always come down to a toe touch if the balance is challenging for you. In and up. Exhaling, we shift. Slow and controlled. Inhale to the stance. Exhale to the step out. Feel free to add that kick if you feel it's a little bit easy. We're coming out to the top. And we're just appreciating that weight shift. In and up. Kick. Exhale, we shift. So go at your own pace. Honestly, sometimes the slower you go with this, the more challenging it is to maintain your balance through that weight shift. But we always pair that rising portion with the breath in and the side motion with the breath out. And we're just paying good attention to our weight shifting side to side. Feel your weight between your feet as it comes to center and gradually to one leg. One final time on each side. In and up, kick, out and down. Last time on this side, in and step back to center. Pause here for a few deep breaths. Check in with your stance. Shoulders relaxed, knees soft. Our feet are nice and even. breathing down nice and deep into our stomach. Very good. Now we're going to take a staggered stance, one foot in front of the other, doesn't really matter which. The key thing is the leg in front is that arm's going to be out straight, like we're holding our hand out, like we're saying stop, okay? And what's going to happen in this stance here, the arm and leg in the back are going to come forward together. So it's almost like we're brushing up. We come up to a stance, we bend that stance leg and touch the heel down. Comes back up, and we push back, okay? So again, we're going to review that. The back arm, the back leg, move in and up together, almost like they're attached by a fishing line. They come down, the heel touches the ground. We bring it back up, and we push back. So really our weight stays on this front leg the whole time, and the back arm and leg are simply moving along for a nice dynamic balance challenge. Breathing in, we scoop them up together. Exhale, tap down, in and up, we push back. Okay? If the balance is challenging again this whole time, you can just come down to a toe touch and push back. So let's do a sequence of 4 of those. Same arm and leg out front. Breathing in and up. Back leg and arm come up together. Exhale, they touch down. In and up, and we push back. That was 1. In and up. Out and down. Up and back. 2. In, nice and slow, controlled. Feel your weight on that one leg. Exhale, tap. Up, push back. And 1 final time. In and up. Down, up. Exhale, push back. Coming to center, and now we switch which arm and leg are in front. So getting into that stop stance. One leg in front, same arm in front. Back arm and leg. Breathing in and up together. Exhale, they tap the ground. Up, and we push back. Okay? Up, down, up, push back. 2 more. Breathing in, tap, up, and push back. And our final time. Stepping to center. 2 deep breaths. Soft stance, relaxed shoulders. Our knees are bent. Breathing nice and deep. Just take this time to slow down, focus in on what you're feeling. We're simply moving mindfully this whole time. Now we're going to settle our stance out again. We're going to go through a movement called recede and push. Essentially what we're going to do, again, we're going to turn our chest to face the left. Both arms are outstretched, okay? As we breathe in, we're going to circle those arms back high. The front leg comes out straight. We pivot up so that our toes are off the ground. We're just on our heel, and most of our weight is on this back leg, okay? So we're right here. When we exhale, we come down low and we push up. Our arms form a circle. In, we come down, exhale, we push, okay? So you almost want to imagine like a wave and a tide coming in and out. Recede and push. In and out. And let's really slow this one down. Breathing in, we recede and rock backwards. Exhale, we slowly shift forward, pushing out straight. Very good. Appreciate your weight shift between the feet. Let's do twice more just like this. Breathing in, we shift back. Exhale, we shift and push. One final time, in, exhale, we push. Keeping these arms out straight. We're going to pivot back up onto our heel, turning back to center, and now we're coming to the opposite direction. So settle your stance, meet me here with your arms outstretched. We're going to begin breathing in, shifting our weight back to that rear leg. And exhale, we're pushing down and up and back, down and under. Good. Slow and controlled is the name of the game here. Appreciate that weight shift between your feet, forward, in and back. We'll do 3 more here. Twice more. Final recede and final push. Meet me here, arms are outstretched. We're bringing these arms back to center. Over the stomach and chest, we step together. Let's pause for some deep breathing. Check in with your stance again. Point your shoulders nice and heavy. Knees are just slightly bent. Our weight is even between our feet. And let's go ahead and start pairing some of those movements together into a flowing pattern. We're going to start with that side-to-side circling motion. So we're going to shift our weight to our left. Left arm comes on top. Form the circle. Exhale, we shift opposite. Stance like that arm comes on top. Again, once more on each side. To the left, left arm on top. Exhale to the right, right arm on top. Coming back to center. Arms are outstretched, we're turning to the left. Breathing in, we recede. Exhale, we push. Again. Push. Arms are outstretched, we're pivoting to center. Cross. Arms are straight. Recede. Push. Recede. Push. Back to center. Tabletop here, shifting our weight. Up. Good. And we're crossing. Feel free to add those kicks. Coming to center, arms settling down. They come out stretched. We're going to pivot back to the recede and the push. Breathing in and back. Exhale, push out. Back and push. One more time here. In and out. Pivot to center and to opposite side. 3 total. In and out. That was 2. 1 final time. Back to center. Let's come back to those rising and sinking motions that we started out with. Up to shoulder height. Exhale down. Imagining our arms are just like those puppet arms. They're just being carried by some invisible strings as we come up and down. Breathing in and up. And allow your shoulders to become heavy as you sink. Twice more. One final time. Let's take a nice wide stance. You'll remember this one from before. Elbows are coming in. Bringing the left arm out straight. We're drawing the bow. Okay? As we breathe in, that straight arm comes across to the front of our body. We trace the fingers. Exhale, we push and pull back. Breathing in, we round the center. Exhale, we push. Doing that nice and low stance. In, exhale, push, and in. Exhale and push. Tracing with our eyes. One last time, into center, cross, push and pull. Elbows come to center, step together. One hand high, one low. 2 deep breaths. Heavy shoulders, bent knees, even weight. Feel free to pivot side to side. Appreciate that sensation through your feet of your weight going one side to another. Let's begin to cool down here with a little bit of those breathing stretches. Hands are over the stomach. As we breathe in, we're coming down to the low back. Exhale, we're going to sink forward, doing the one where we trace the back of our legs, collapsing. Breathing in, we come to the front of our shins and we segmentally extend ourselves up tall, shrug the shoulders at the top, over the stomach, to the low back. Exhale, we sink. In and up. Intentionally slowing things down. Appreciating that stretch across the back of our legs as we exhale forward. In and up. Exhaling down. Let's do one final time to the low back. Exhale forward. Coming to a nice tall position. Let's get those arms out to our sides and we're going to do that rocking motion. Up to the heels, the arms come tall. Exhale down, touch back with the heel. Calf raise, in and up. Exhale down. Nice big weight shift. From here, we're going to bring one arm out. We're going to cross in front of the body, tucking the other behind us, and we're rotating over and across. Good. As we breathe in, that top arm comes back to midline. We tuck that behind the back, the other arm up and across, and we're turning. Exhale, top arm comes down, other arm is up and over as the other crosses our back. Exhale, top arm in front to the back, other arm comes up and over. Big rotation. Back down to center. Let's close out with that movement where we bring the hands up. Exhale, we're pressing it out to the ceiling, stretching the back as we extend. Let's breathe into our left, turning. Exhale back to center. Breathing in, we'll go back the other way. And let's exhale back to center. Breathe in, we push up. Really extend yourself. And exhale, the arms fall down. Let's just close out class here with some quick relaxation. Hands are comfortably resting in front of you. And we'll just do a little quick body scan from head to toe. As you breathe in and out deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth, make sure that your brow is nice and relaxed. We don't want our eyebrows shrugged up like we're wrinkling our forehead. Check in with your eyes. Make sure you're not pushing them really closed, really tight. Allow them to rest and relax. If your jaw is clenched, I want you to allow your mouth to open a little bit. Do some shoulder rolls. Make sure that those shoulders are relaxed. We don't want them up to our ears. Well, it's very easy these days with all the stress that people are experiencing. So just allow your shoulders to be heavy. Wherever your hands are, make sure your fists are clenched. Just allowing them to be nice and soft. Check in, make sure your knees have a slight bend to them, that your feet doesn't have your toes curled or pushed into the ground too far. We just want our stance to be nice and even on both sides. Let's close out with 3 deep breaths here. Into the nose, out through the mouth. Scanning our stance. Everything is soft and even. Final breath in. Final breath out. Very good. Well, good work, everybody. You know, that 45 minutes really kind of flew by. I hope that you kind of enjoyed getting to do a little bit of Tai Chi with me. It's just a great mindfulness practice, and it's always great for us to be able to slow ourselves down, focus on our breath and our bodily sensations, okay? So as a reminder, let's go ahead and I encourage you to check out that dance party on the 9th of May, 7 p.m., live DJ. You don't want to miss it. Let's also remember our moms here, and Elite is doing some floral arrangements, okay? So get those moms in your life some beautiful flowers and celebrate all the love that they show you, okay? So everybody, I hope that you have a great rest of the day. Take care of yourselves in these stressful times. Remember to keep yourselves healthy, take care of your food and your mind with some good mindfulness exercise, okay? Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching.